I know you've all seen this because so many of you have sent it to me. And look, I'm with you. The tone is just, oh. Now look, on the surface, some of these initiatives genuinely are positive for families. Free breakfast, more fun around childcare, work on attendance. No one's arguing against any of that. The problem for anyone who is actually working in education, working in a school, nothing in this, it reflects the reality we're living day in, day out. In fact, the tone of it, it's just gaslighting. Because while these initiatives might be helping families, there's nothing that's making the job of teaching any easier for the people trying to hold everything together in the classrooms. Because even though it says here, thousands more teachers recruited into our schools, the reality is there's fewer teachers in because so many teachers are still leaving. And that's down to some of the decisions being made. You cannot say you're going to give teachers a pay rise but say it's going to come from existing school budgets, because that doesn't work, especially when budgets are completely dwindling. That's just going to put more pressure on schools, more pressure on teachers, and expect them to do more with less. What have they actually done to help with workload? Because that just seems to be getting worse. Get Ofsted to reform, but don't let them reform themselves, because they have been proven time and time again they're incapable of doing that. And what have they now done? They've created a new inspection framework where their own independent review of this framework has said it's going to cause more stress, more workload, more anxiety. So you're actually making workload increase. Behaviour is getting more and more challenging. That is going to be the number one reason teachers are leaving very, very soon. I know there's been a pause on the white paper around SEND, and that may well work out for the better if time is being taken to really reflect and look at what's going to work best. But in the meantime, the needs of children are exploding with nowhere near enough support. Leaders are so stretched and teachers aren't far behind. So when the DfE put out a light-hearted, sorry for making life better message, it just completely misses the mark. Teachers aren't annoyed that families are getting better support. We're sort of asking the question, wait, what's gotten better for the people working in the profession? Because it feels, for me and I think pretty much every other teacher in the profession, things are just getting worse. What has actually been put in place to improve staff wellbeing, to reduce workload, to support behaviour, to shore up a SEND system that is falling apart? Because this being released on the same day that the Teacher Wellbeing Index was released, showing that wellbeing in the profession is at its lowest since 2019. 3 out of 4 staff are stressed. More than a third are at risk of clinical depression. This is the reality. This is what it's like. This is the picture of the education sector. Everyone working in education, this is what we're living day to day. And we just feel and see that it seems to be getting harder and harder. So yeah, help families, absolutely. But don't joke that you've made everyone's lives better when the people running schools, working in schools, are just seeing everything getting harder and harder. And if the government want to apologise, here we go, start with this. We're sorry for the burden that keeps falling on you. And we're actually going to change that. We're going to do something. That's the sort of apology teachers and leaders are still sort of waiting for.